Greetings, greetings, beautiful people, and thank you for tuning in to today's Movement Medicine Morsel. Today is going to be all about lung love. We benefit from smooth, deep, gentle breath, and our lungs are also a major source of good immunity. So we're ticking a lot of important boxes today. So I invite you to begin, as we always do, by setting the foundation for a lovely vertical alignment. Whether you choose to sit or stand, or maybe you want to lie down and absorb the instructions while visualizing them, all of these methods work, and you can even change from one to the other as you are moved during one of these sessions. So, taking a few moments to feel our bodies, just settle and notice what is, not judging, not trying to change anything, but inhabiting, getting out of the world of ideas and thoughts and worries and coming home to what is. We want to feel our feet, our sit bones. If we're lying down, we want to feel the parts of the backs of our bodies that are in contact with the ground. If we're sitting, we feel our sit bones. If we're standing, we can drop those a little bit as though they're reaching for the earth, as well as our feet. And out of that lovely foundation, if you're sitting or standing, rise up gently through the crown of the head, stretching the entire spine just a little bit more. So there's this wonderful feeling of being suspended from your own personal soul star or from the heavens, celestial hook that's holding you up from the base of the skull and the top of the head, whatever works for you. So we're already beginning with an openness in our body and an understanding that we connect to the energies and support and grounding of the earth. And we are also inspired, lifted, and opened up by the inspiration of the sky and the heavens. And for our breathing now, we're going to maintain that. If you're lying down, just feel that the front of your body is opening up to the sky and the back of your body is connecting into the earth. So we're very flexible and fluid with our visualization, and wherever the energy feels like there's an aha moment for you, trust that. That's your connection to the great mystery. And at times like these, don't we need help and support from wherever we can get it? So if we're trying to do it all of ourselves, it often comes to an ending. There's only so much we can do. But if we remember that we are also blessed by the energy, the inspiration of the heavens, the skies, the elements, the earth, then we can fill up our wells a lot fuller and be calmer and more grounded. So today for our breathing and our lungs, we're going to begin by tapping. So the wrists are loose, we're using the fingertips, and we're lovingly tapping. Maybe you want to go over to one side and give some love to that lung that lives in this area. And we're wakening up, we're enlivening, we're smiling into ourselves, and we're also receiving that they smile back into us. Breathe in, feeling this opening in this one side of your lungs. And just take a little break and notice how that feels for a few moments. Track what's happening. Does one side feel a little bit more awakened than the other? Maybe a bit more alive? Let's check out the other side. So again, tapping lovingly with no preconceived ideas. Maybe this is a different experience. Maybe the lung on this side has had a whole other life experience. And imagining as well that you're breaking up any congestion in the lungs with this percussive movement. Smiling into the lungs on this side and also letting them smile back to you, making a lovely connection. Let's see what that feels like. And now let's rest the hands one on top of the other over the center of the breastbone and feel how the breath moves here. Exhale, let the breath out through the nose and feel the chest softening and sinking. And inhale directly into the front lungs and into your chest, and feel this area plumping below your hands. Breathe in a delicious fragrance and breathe it out so that you can take in a lovely experience with your next inhalation. Now, to add to this, there are some beautiful acupressure points just to the outsides of the nostrils. If you take your fingers, doesn't matter which finger, and just slide to the outside edges of the nostrils and into a little valley of bone just before the cheekbone. If you search around in here, you can even use knuckles. And find that little valley. This point is called Welcome Fragrance. Isn't that a perfect name? So the names of these points also hold a spiritual meaning, or a metaphoric, a mythopoetic meaning. So gently press, not too hard. You can even do a tiny circle, and it's also nice to pull out a little bit. So we're creating a little bit more room in our sinuses and our nostrils to welcome the fragrance. And today, let's welcome the fragrance of oxygen and also of life force, prana or chi. Let that flood your body, all your cells, not only your lungs, and exhale out with what's no longer needed. And inhale, breathe it in. See if your nostrils open gently over time. Maybe they open right away, who knows? And now that you're acquainted with welcoming fragrance, let's rest our hands once again over our lungs and welcome the fragrance of beautiful breathing in through the nose, right into the lungs. Maybe you have a favorite fragrance of your own, maybe some fresh baked food, or the smell of perfume or flowers, or your baby's head, whatever makes you happy. Breathe that in. And then exhale, let out whatever needs to go. And let this relax. Let this find a natural pace for this very moment that harmonizes you. Keeping the breath flowing gently in the chest as we are understanding it. We're going to do one more warm-up for the lungs, and this involves bringing the fingertips to one shoulder and using the elbow like a paintbrush. Exhale, lower the elbow a little bit. Inhale, sweep the elbow up, follow it with your eyes, and exhale, circle around and down the back. Inhale the elbow, and it goes whatever range of motion is delicious for you today. Maybe your shoulder is saying, I want to keep it small. You can still visualize into the armpit, into the upper lungs, and feel that expansion happening. And do let the head turn. Once you've watched me once or twice, that's all you need. And then follow the guide of your elbow. One more. Feel that opening as you inhale, and then let the gentle relaxation come. Wiggle a little bit, see how that feels. And then let's just see if the two shoulders feel the same or different. Let's do the other side. We're opening up this span of our lungs, and here we're getting into this whole area, armpit, side ribs, lungs, lymph system, and also in through the neck when we turn our heads. Isn't that great? This is also a fantastic exercise for breastfeeding moms, truly. And I had that experience when my son was tiny. If you have mastitis, or your milk gets stuck, or your breasts are swollen, or even if you experience that at ovulation, that you have some fullness in your breasts, there's something about this movement that activates and frees and brings the flow, also brings the milk to flow. So keep that in mind. Pretty cool. Exhale, dip the elbow. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, following around, allowing a gentle rotation. Now, this shoulder and elbow might have a different experience than the first side. So keep yourself in the moment, Maybe this movement is freer. Maybe this movement is tinier. You're experiencing this with the whole of you, not trying to burst through anything or break down boundaries. You are moving with what is. Inhale as the circle rises, exhale as it closes, and one more, really enjoying it, whatever you're doing. And bring that to a close, and just feel all of that. Okay, I'm going to invite you to standing. If you like, you can continue all of this seated as you wish. And we're going to replace our feet, feel our feet, and maybe bend the knees as we exhale. And imagine the inhale coming up from the earth, straightening your legs, and exhale, bending the knees. And now a simple arm movement. Inhale, we float our arms up as high as is comfortable, stretching the whole body, and exhale, softening the elbows and the wrists, and gently lowering. Inhale, imagine the earth energy is coming all the way up through you to touch the sky through your eyes and fingertips. And exhale, you're bringing the love of the sky down to touch the earth. Inhale, the earth energy runs through your legs, your spine, your throat, your face, your fingertips. And exhale, gently, the sky pours through your body to touch the earth. Very simple, thinking about the breath and acknowledging the energy of what is above and below us and also all around us. One more time, inhaling, touch the palms together, and exhale, bring this holy energy all the way down. Let it visit in front of the heart and the lungs. Feel that breath for a moment. And now we're going to continue the journey of the prayer hands. Fingertips point down, and then fold your hands comfortably over your low belly. Maybe the thumbs are around the navel and the hands cup your low belly. So we focused on some movement of breath in the lungs, but we want to make sure that we also ground ourselves because it's the right thing to do. We don't want to be left only up here. And in these COVID times, whatever we can do to bring ourselves into a good, stable foundation and feel our roots is a good thing. So here, we're going to take a moment, and as we exhale, we're feeling the belly, and the belly draws into the body as the lungs empty. And then inhale through the welcoming fragrance, through the nostrils, right into a reservoir in your belly. Exhale, the belly empties, the hands are drawn towards the spine. And inhale, the breath goes right to the belly, filling it and making your hands move forward a little bit. Of course, you can do this lying down. You don't even need to have your hands here. You can use your mind and your gentle concentration skills. And imagine that you're pulling the breath in down lower. Okay, now we're going to do a beautiful flow for our lungs. It's called Carry Tiger to Mountain, so this gives us an idea of the kind of strength and beautiful suppleness and power and confidence that we want to give to our lungs so that they can take in good breath and energy that then gets sent through all of the systems to every cell of our body, and that we can also release the waste products of all of those physiological systems. Now, this works on a number of levels, physiologically, but also emotionally. This can help to bring in energy to give us strength and perseverance and support, and it can also help us release any stuck emotions or thoughts that are going around in circles. So we have this way of energetically moving out what is no longer needed or freeing it so things can flow, because when energy flows, everything is better, and life is movement. We want to keep the breath moving, we want to keep our creativity moving. We want to keep our resiliency moving. So we tent our hands in front of the lungs, just above the lungs, and we take an inhalation, filling the lungs. And using your visualization gives you a little extra. Breathe in. Now push through the heels of the hands. As you exhale, bend the knees. I'll go to one side so you see at least one of my arms. We're spreading that energy out, and a real extension in the wrist here. Now soften, and the backs of the hands come together, and from the earth, inhale the backs of the hands up to the heart and the lung, and then exhale, gently push out anything you don't need. And when you do this, you sit back, and then inhale, bring fresh energy into the chest, and exhale, settle it. Take an inhalation, filling yourself. Exhale, push through the heels of the hands and let anything that needs to go, go. And now from the earth, inhale, pull that energy, that nourishment, the minerals, the supplements of the earth, and exhale, release forwards. Now a new one, soften the hands, elbows lead. Inhale, the elbows draw back, and you open the chest to receive. And exhale, you soften, embrace the energy, and bring it to the lungs. So this is the one we're going to do. Inhale, fill yourself. See yourself filled with shimmering white light in your lungs. Exhale and release any smoky stuff or any sadness. Inhale, bring up fresh reserves right to the lungs and the heart. Exhale, press out as you sit back. Inhale, soften the hands, let the elbows lead, let the chest open. Not too much, just enough to be delicious. And then come back, breathing in. Beautiful love. Take another inhalation. Exhale, now let's hiss out all the old stuff. This will probably lengthen your breath, so keep moving. When your body needs to breathe, you know. Inhale, bring that fresh energy in and up. Let's hiss out, clearing again. Soften. Inhale, let the elbows open, let the heart and the throat be drenched with the love of the sky. And then exhale, soften and embrace as though the energy is coming in to bless your lungs. Smile into your lungs and inhale. Hiss out, clear the channels all the way to the ends of the earth, freeing you. Inhale, bring in beautiful, nourishing earth energy to help you clear a little further. Pressing out forwards this time. Inhale, rise, soften the elbows, they go back, and just a little opening of the top of the body, really opening the fronts of the lungs, and then on the exhalation, bringing in the love. We're going to do one more, so just pause for a moment if you want to refresh yourself by shaking a little bit. So in Chinese medicine and Qigong and even psychology, the medical psychology or the metaphysical psychology, the emotion of grief and sadness can get coagulated in the lungs. So maybe you're having trouble breathing. We all know what it's like to stop breathing when we're afraid or when we're overwhelmed. And that's actually the time that we need to remember, keep the flow going. Don't freeze. Keep the breath flowing. Keep the breath flowing. So with these exercises, we expand the capacity of our lungs to breathe, and we also expand the capacity of our lungs to process challenging emotions, to receive them, to acknowledge them, and to also let them keep flowing through so that we don't get bogged down. So consider that for a moment, and let's bring our hands lovingly cupping and holding the energy field of the lungs, and smile into your precious lungs as you inhale, and here we go. And now relax. And inhale, bring the earth reserves up to support you even more. Release a little more. The deep, full exhalation also cleanses our lungs. Now inhale, soften. The elbows draw back. The chest gently opens. Drink in the sky. And then exhale, come upright, and let the embrace of the universe come in. Okay, I lied. We're going to do one more. Inhale here. Exhale. The energy goes into the pure energy field. It's released. Inhale, we bring in strength and earthing. We clear a little bit more. Inhale, we soften and we allow the universe to kiss our neck. And exhale, we let the embrace come to us. Rest the hands over the lungs and the heart and smile into your precious lungs and notice how you're breathing, notice how you're feeling. And then finish by sliding your hands down to ground the energy to make sure that we're also really having a good foundation. And take a few breaths into the belly, allowing the chest to also expand. And then gently as we exhale, the chest empties and then the belly. So let's take a few of these wave breaths. Inhale deep into the belly and the base of the spine and let the overflow come up into the tops of our lungs. Exhale the tops of the lungs, relax first, and then the belly comes in. And one more for good luck. And take a few moments to stand or sit or lie quietly. Remember to connect to the inspiration above and the grounding below, to your inner smile and to your breath. And see if anything's changed for you. Notice what's different. Notice the length of your breath. Notice the state of your mind. And I thank you, dear friends. This brings us to the completion of today's episode of Movement Medicine Morsels. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your beautiful energy. And let's keep breathing and flowing and staying open and resilient for immune system's sake and also for our own balance and harmony. See you next time.